Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. So today, of course, we got ourselves some bounty hunter. I ended up posting a team earlier this morning, as you can see pinned to the stream there, though I don't have it on my own copy paste, so let me go do that right now. Go put that right over there. And yeah, the main thing we got going on today is, of course, bounty hunter. We have this going on for the next 3 days. Same amount of time that the World Lore event is still going to be going on for as well, so make sure to finish that up if you haven't already as well. However, of course, our main focus this stream will be to get the entirety of the World Lore event, or not the World Lore event, the entirety of the Bounty Hunter event completed. And then we'll do everything else later tonight. So that's pretty much the game plan. I do need to go upgrade this thing, so let me go do so. Let's see, we spent 90 so far just to get to 2, so I could do the copy-paste thing. Then it's 210. Then it is 410. And then it is 710 for 700 total gems used. Hey, we got a cute little elephant. Hey, we got that elephant emoji. We got the elephant emoji. Success. We have done it. Wait, where is it? We've done it. We've gotten an elephant. There we go. Very nice. Anyways, in other news, let's go upgrade this thing, use an orb on it, and go from there. Let's see, upgradable. Also, this brings does not bring Leonis Empire to a higher star. Normally you would, however, it is pet blocked right now, so yeah, it's not possible to get another star on it currently, which is kind of a good thing because that means you don't have to go and max out the troop from Monday. Theoretically, we don't even need to max out this one either, though I think we're still going to go do it in this situation. So we'll get to 19, we'll go use an Ascension Orb on it to save us from having to spend a bit more gems, and then we'll go and get into the event. And then we'll have max points in doing so. If we don't do this, we'll have a whole 2 times less multiplier, which really isn't too big a deal. But it definitely adds up on points. Let's see, where did the, gosh, why did I get out of the War Elephant? Though luckily, it should be pretty easy to find with War and then E. The War E. There we go. But yeah, this trip's actually not that bad at all as far as its viability. Or at least within the context of Bounty Hunter anyways. There we go. Okay, all maxed up. And I am going to medal this thing, just because it is going to gain a nice wide range of 666 stats, 6 into everything but magic. This is a rare, so we'll go with 1 single rare token. And then we can go either double rare into ultra rare or ultra rare, ultra rare. I think we'll go double rare into ultra rare. So we'll do this, and now we'll get it to bronze. Give it a little bit extra stats. Do the same thing again, this time for the silver. And then lastly, our gold, which we will do with 1 single ultra rare. And there we go. Easy as that. And that maxes out our rare all the way to the gold, which ends up giving it a total of 6 additional attack, HP, and armor, which will make it even tankier and better with its skull spam. So one of the biggest things that this has as a benefit is it gets to create 8 skulls. It is the first bounty hunter troop in the game to have skull spam attached to it, which is pretty good. This will allow it to do quite a bit of damage while also having durability, while also having skull reduction, and should actually be one of the better bounty troops overall. Not sure if you'd really use it too much beyond this week, though, just because Tagraki might still overall be better in utilizing that more so for its true damage. However, yeah, it's the first skull spam we really get, so kind of interesting. We did have Skull Storm. This is the first thing that can actually create skulls off of Bounty Hunter. I don't ever see this actually being viable outside of Bounty, at least in the context of Bounty. A full AoE heal, a full magic gain of a small amount, combined with skull spam is definitely not that bad, while also having okay tankability for a bounty troop. And yeah, this is what we'll be rolling with, and let's get into things and start getting these battles down. So we need to go to games, go to bounty, actually there it is, and let's start getting these battles. And that's not the team I want. That was the last time's team. What we want this time is War Elephant, Chris Turtle, Tagraki Warrior, and Excavator. And we could technically replace our Excavator if we wanted another damage source, but I figured we'd go for it so we could feed into another Tagraki if we wanted to. Also because it'll feed into brown, and it helps cover every color. We really need more good purple bounties. Like, if there was anything I would want to replace on this team, it would definitely be the purple bounty troop. I mean, the Excavator here. But We really need a good like purple-brown or a purple-green bounty troop. We do have a purple-green bounty troop, but it's like this. It is like completely useless. So unfortunately, it doesn't really get much use. And we're just running it with double brown. But anyways, hello everyone! Hope all of you have been having a good day so far. Hello Zeddicus, hello Paul, hello Elite Gaming, hello Captain, hello Drock Savage, hello George, hello Lestat. Welcome everyone. Hope all of you has been well. We're gonna go for the convert route. We already have enchant, so we'll be able to go use that to get alignment here. So get all of our mana going. So we do have access to skull spam. I feel kind of tempted to go for it, but we'll take that skull first. We'll get a single Tagraki down, and then the other skull will kill out the other option. But yeah, basically this will do a full heal. It'll do a nice little poke. It's gonna get a lot of value for bounty. The later we get into bounty battles, the less effective it's pretty much gonna be though, because of course we eventually reach a point where the enemy skulls have better value than our skulls. However, overall, it should still be fine. And might still be good for increasing the pacing of the battle. But it will get less effective the further we go, compared to Tagraki, who gets better as we go. So we'll have a little bit of an inverse effect in that regard. So it might seem like super, super good these earlier battles. But give it about an hour and it'll seem... it's not going to get bad, but it's going to become less effective than it currently is the further we go in. For these earlier battles, when we can one-shot them, it definitely helps a lot. Because we can get pretty much a double kill just from casting it, which is really good value. We'll go for that. Get over mana going. We do have Tagraki, however, I do want to focus the Valraven for the obvious reason that it is a Valraven. I'm sure taking that brown first. Whoops. Come on, stop giving him extra turn skulls. At least give us one that we can go poke him with. Well, you just created a billion reds. We'll go and utilize that for even more red, so we can just Tagraki him. So, hello, Chris Border. Hello, Diomede. And hello, other person. Welcome. Yeah, I hope we get good luck this time. We've actually had one bounty hunter a couple of months ago where we actually lost value. It is possible if you do that you can lose value from going through bounty hunter. It is rare that it would occur, but it is definitely 100% possible that you can actually lose value from completing bounty hunter, which seems kind of strange, but it is one of those kind of weird game modes in that regard. If you do just the free battles or buy a really small amount of packs, you would always gain value though. But if you go all the way to get all rewards, you can surprisingly, with unlucky drops, lose value. It's kind of weird. It's always worth doing if you still need Zugoff. And just because it's one of the more limited resources, I also just do it in case orbs are ever needed for something in the future. But it can waste through your resources sometimes. But he's even doing it with the cheapest method. It costs you 710 gems and an orb of ascension. And if you don't go for that orb of ascension, it costs you, I believe, 1,110 gems, if I'm not mistaken. Which is pretty pricey for an event like this. Though definitely nowhere near as pricey as doing a pure faction. Let's see. Let's get the Tagraki down on that. Even though we technically need the red, but I also technically need the brown, so either way it's doing something that I either need or don't need. Oh, how do you survive with 2 HP? What are you doing? I'll go kill with an excavator, even though we also could have just taken a skull there. Because then you destroyed skulls off of that ability does count for damage. Yeah, I've so far only had one bounty hunter where I definitively lost value. Though generally in calculating value, I don't calculate out the value of the Orb of Ascension, just because I consider it as something required to upgrade a troop. Similar to how in like an invasion event, I wouldn't calculate the Orb of Ascension normally into it, and raids and stuff like that, back when we were still getting troops for them. Mostly because they were something I was going to max pretty much anyways, so I don't really count their value into the cost. Though theoretically, I don't know. When it comes to bounty hunter troops, you kind of have to upgrade them though. Just because the amount of point increase that they end up giving you. Because you have 2 times their multiplier thing. Though you can still complete out the event without it. Like if we would have kept this at Legend, we could have probably at Tier 5 had the entire event done by Friday. Without actually getting this thing to max. Let's see. And that would have saved us an additional, well, it only would have saved us an Orb of Ascension. It wouldn't have saved us any additional gems. Because regardless, we would have had to have bought into this tier, so it would be legendary. What do we grab here? I'll take that for now. I said, hello, Corey! Welcome. And hello, Lars. Welcome, welcome. Grab that for now. Take the skull. Grab a... Can we get any value here? We'll throw this down onto the highest amount of brown, so we can ideally get Archer turn there, and then kill it out with Tagraki. Yeah, we can already see the war elephant starting to fall off. Not that it's bad, but it's not one-shotting anymore. And it gets lucky if he can even get a kill with one cast, whereas Tagraki still does. But still, compared to most bounty troops, it's definitely way above average, the war elephant. I'm just not sure if it'd be something I would use into the future. For this week, it's perfectly fine, but into the future, it might not be used as much, because we kind of have to use it this week. It's the bounty captain, so it gets additional points, so we don't really have a choice in that matter. But all subsequent weeks, we have a choice on if we do or do not want to use it, and I'm probably leaning towards not using it, surprisingly. But it is a good troop overall. I just feel like we're going to get better stuff. It just doesn't upscale enough, unless we get some kind of thing that uses skull value very well, in which case we can synergize with it. The only problem with that is if it has to be in front of it, it won't be able to apply to magic or HP gain to the other person, because it only does it to the ones below. So if it's not in first slot, you'd get less value in that regard. And there we go. Hey, that was a pretty good turn for it for once. There we go. Yeah, it only takes one good major orb to get all your value. Like, one single major purple or one single major blue pretty much makes the entire event worth it, regardless of what your other drops are. However, you need to get lucky on one of the two. You need to get one of three things. 2 small blues, a major purple, or a major blue. If you get any of those 3 things, you have net gained value if you did 710 into 1 blue orb. However, if you don't get a single one of those things from any of your vault keys or any of the orbs, then you actually lose value. Unless you still need oranges, in which case I guess that could be considered worth it. But if you have the gems to throw 710 and a blue orb for every single bounty hunter, you're probably at the point where you might not need oranges. Or at least not as much as you in the past needed. So we'll take that for now. Tagraki should still one-shot. He will eventually not one-shot. But for now, he definitely still does. Do I skull here? Yeah, we'll go for it. Nope. Hello, summons. I forgot, you have a dual summon. And of course, it has like 1 to 2, and it would get its highest amount of 2. Very unfortunate. Luckily, we got our extra turn there. We got some more skull spam, which should one-shot those out pretty easily. We don't have another one to go for, but let's go kill out that. Actually, I probably should have killed out the summon just in case it feels like doing it again. Watch, it's going to get another double summon because I didn't kill it. Luckily, it's partially blocked on mana right now. Come on, one more skull. There we go. You got a blue and a major blue. Nice. Very, very nice. Hopefully, we'll get lucky. And I will be opening the 2 vault keys. As I mentioned, we'll be opening over vault keys post 200. And, yeah, those 2 vault keys will be included. So we get to see the full value of what we actually get for the bounty hunter. Because normally if we get good value, I don't bother opening the vault keys in the past. But this time we will, so we'll get to see the absolute full value that we get from the event. And hopefully we'll get lucky on the drops. Who knows, maybe we'll get our Mechanome today. One can hope. Oh, why did I do that? I should have waited till we cast it to Rocky first. Whoops. Let me kill that out so it doesn't get summoned. I should probably be focusing that every single time. Just to make sure it doesn't get a summon on us. That's always annoying. Alright, he'll do his thing. Let's see. Take the brown over for now. Get Tagraki down. Nice. What else do we need? Let's get an excavator onto the highest amount of brown. And we do land a turn. And what am I doing? We already have enough damage to kill, so we'll go kill it out. And there we go. Oh, so hello, Tasco. Hello, Yay. Or Yay Yo Ox. Actually, how do you say that? Yay Yo Yox, I think. Welcome. So hello, Corey, if I didn't already say hi. All the peoples. I'll take that over for now. Grab our convert onto the yellow there, and now full mana everything, because every single thing other than the brown converter is using brown. So I'm just going to go for the skull route here, I think. Especially since we have War Elephant ready to go. So we just kill that out, get Tagraki on the summoner because that's being the most annoying. We'll try getting Tagraki right back up by doing all the way on the side. Unfortunately, completely missing. And giving Merlif a bunch of mana. Luckily, we got a good board set up for that, and we do land it. Nice. And that's pretty much match. There we go. You have not put any medals on any of your troops yet. You definitely want to make sure to be doing that. Particularly for bounty hunter troops. Good commons and good ultra rares because they're cheapest to do. As far as medals. But yeah, as far as rares, you tend to put them almost entirely in the bounty hunter troops. You can actually see in my current team that every single thing is actually fully medaled. And it's mostly because they're all rare rarity, every single bounty hunter troop. And they're some of the easiest things to medal in the entire game. So definitely make sure to medal up your bounty troops. It can help out a lot, especially if you have lower stats. Like just for doing the War Elephant, we got 6 to all stats but magic. And you can get all the medals for fully upgrading it within like a few hours or so of just doing Explore 12 spam. Or just a lot of Explore 3 spam if you're doing that instead. You couldn't find a more complicated name. Still works. Let's see. I'll take that for now. Grab the other brown. Hopefully this doesn't miss. Good. And then we Excavator all the way to the left and should be good to go. Because that will give us Tagraki, and then the Tagraki kills if it ever stop cascading. Hello, Curtis! Welcome! There we go, almost to our 20. See what our infinite 20 will be this time. Hopefully it's nothing too annoying. I really hope that one summoner isn't in it. Don't spoil it. I want to know once we get there. But I really hope we don't get the summoner for the final battle. That'd be super annoying. No, it's still dealable. We would just have to focus it every single time with Tagraki before we do anything. It would be so much easier if it just wasn't there. Oh, speaking of Tagraki, it doesn't actually one-shot anymore. That is unfortunate. Luckily, our skull value is still higher than theirs. But we are increasingly going to be reaching a point where it won't be. Oh, what do we need here? I'll take the yellow for now, I guess. What mana do we even need to focus the most? I guess technically Crysturtle if we can get a good alignment on board. Because that pretty much full mana is everything. And also gives Excavator a location to target. If 2 of my bounty troops, not the elephant, are legendary and epic, can you reach max rewards? Yes. Not with tier 5 though. But yes. You could do it with technically anything. But the amount of tiers you would need to do with shift, you would definitely need at least tier 6. I'm not sure if you would need tier 7. But you would definitely need tier 6 to do it with what you mentioned. That'd be pretty pricey to do that way. But it would be possible to. It would just require more battles. Oh, Tagraki didn't kill. Okay, 2 skulls will take it. Actually, 1 skull will take it out. And there we go. But yeah, as far as bounty is concerned, I would pretty much just do the free battles until you have all the bounty troops maxed. For the most part. However, once you're getting close to getting them all maxed, like if you have most of them at legendary, buying packs during the event would pretty much get you to mythic. I know, the 25% reduction made it so it's still not dead. So much so that I think another hit won't even kill it out. So why'd I take that? I could have gone for a good convert there. I guess we could still go for a convert. It's not as good a value. We'll go for that. I actually do want to go for this again. Unfortunately, giving him an extra turn. Luckily, that thing is 25% reduction. Also, the 25% reduction does stack with the other 25% reduction that we have. Not fully. It's like a 40-something% reduction. But it is still a stacking reduction nonetheless. I believe we have the armor, right? I'm pretty sure we upgraded far enough that we did. I think it's on tier 5, actually. Like, literally on the pack that we stopped at, I believe, is the armor buff. which is pretty useful because it helps tank a lot. In combination with the fact that we already have some tank ability. Hello, Lucian. Welcome. Yes, Treasure Hunt is the best place to infinitely farm gems. The best place to passively get gems is off of Daily Adventure Board and from Tribute every hour. But as far as infinitely grinding, Treasure Hunt is the best way in the game to obtain gems, giving a rate of approximately 60 per hour. And that's assuming you rush through all the maps every single time and aim for green chests. Because green chests give you the highest amount of gem value relative to the time. Do duplicate bounty hunter troops stack their bonuses? No. You're not allowed to use duplicates in bounty hunter. It's one of only 2 locations within the game where duplicates are technically not allowed, or at least you'll be point penalized. The 2 locations are defending on Guild Wars and bounty hunter. You are not allowed to repeat any troops, otherwise you will lose a lot of points, especially in bounty hunter. Because basically if you repeat a second troop of the same kind, the second one will have no bonus whatsoever. So you might as well just use hero or something at that point. You're allowed to use bounty hunter with 3 bounty hunter troops and 1 other option. For the longest time I was doing this method, but as more stats came into the game, it became more viable just to run 4 of them. However, you still can go back to the old method, especially if you have lower stats, in which case you run 3 of them with a hero or 3 of them with a really strong troop like Yagway or something. If you were to replace out 1, I'd probably say Excavator is the one to replace out. Yeah, that strategy still holds. It's just lately you've probably seen me just using 4 times bounty. Oh, what do I go for here? I'll take that over there for now. Gee, I don't know which way to go for. We'll go for Kaki first. I know it's not a kill, but we'll do it first and kill it out this way. Ooh, how do we not get another skull, though? There has to be an extra turn somewhere. Come on, now. I don't see one. So let's take that for now. Come on, just need 1 skull. Or 1 poke. Doesn't even have to be a skull. Come on, now. There we go. What is my time zone? Eastern Standard Time in the United States, so it's 12:24 right now. PM, as in right afternoon. We started pretty much exactly at noon today. Yeah, I'm gonna go for skull spam there. Should have taken a skull. No, we missed. All the value gone. I'm not going to cast a turtle yet, even though we have good alignment, just because I want to get a Tagaraki down before we do. I need to go kill that summoner. That's probably higher priority right now. Let's go try getting that down. If we can get the mana for it, that is. There you go. So we have Tagaraki. That's not enough damage, I don't believe, though. Nope. Very unfortunate. Oh, it's going to get summoned. Even more unfortunate, unless it gets skull distracted. No, it didn't get skull distracted, but at least I only got 1 summon. Oh, I tried going for multi-skull there. Unfortunately missed. So if we see a skull already on the board, I feel like we should almost just take it, rather than hoping that the boar elephant gets it. Also, it doesn't matter if you lose a bounty hunter troop. You do not lose any points for losing a bounty hunter troop. All it matters is what your starting multiplier is, and that you kill the Valraven. Everything else that happens during the battle, as long as you win, doesn't count against you. Even if you win with only 1 troop left, as long as you don't lose the Valraven and you don't lose the battle, you still get the full amount of points. So even though this thing does help a lot in not dying, it doesn't actually matter if it was to die, because it would not affect our overall points. It would just affect the pacing of the battle, at worst. So we'll get Tagaraki there. Once again, we'll aim for the summoner first. I really hope the final battle does not have it. We'll find out soon. We're almost at 20. Will I be streaming Animal Crossing later today? I'm not sure. I don't think I will be. I do want to do it soon, because I actually have all the wedding items now. And I never got to show all the wedding items on stream. But yeah, well, actually, I don't have all of them yet. I think actually tomorrow I should have tomorrow I should have all of them. So I don't know, maybe tomorrow we'll stream some Animal Crossing. I do want to finish out Bug Fables though. We have 2 chapters left. So I do want to get close to finishing that. Also, I never did end up streaming Clubhouse games. So that's another thing we could be doing. We'll definitely be streaming something most likely. I just haven't really decided what yet. I'll definitely be messing around and streaming some stuff. Maybe we'll finish out Bug Fables a little bit closer to when Origami King comes out. Which I believe was on the 17th, if I'm not mistaken. What day is the 17th? It comes out on Wednesday. That's a really weird time. So maybe Tuesday and Wednesday we'll go finish out Bug Fables then next week. Because I'm probably not going to be getting Origami King. They didn't make it into 1,000 Year Door, so I'm not getting it. That's how I felt pretty much about every Paper Mario since 1,000 Year Door. Is that it's not 1,000 Year Door, so it's not worth it. Because they completely changed the formula for every Paper Mario after that point. And for whatever reason, never went back to it. Even though it was a really, really good formula for a game. As proven by Bug Fables still being great. What do we take here? Grab that for now. Grab Excavator on... Actually, let's take the brown for now. Get our Skull Spam in there. Do we kill it for just the 8? I probably should have. Just because now he's going to get full mana on the other guy. Luckily, he doesn't have it yet, though, so... We'll see. We'll throw that there and get a bunch of red. I have the Tagraki to go kill it, so we'll definitely make sure to do so. We'll then go grab herself a Tagraki mana. Start getting him back up. Do we go for a war right now? I think we take the safe option. Oh, no, I can't now. I was going to say to take the skull. Let's go throw this down, then we'll throw a skull spam. And then we should pretty much be good to go. I'll throw this down and see what happens. Complete miss is what happens, gosh. Yeah, War Elephant's okay. It's definitely not a bad bounty hunter troop. I really don't feel like I'll be using it beyond today, though. Or, you know, beyond this weekend. Well, theoretically beyond today, because today's the only day I'll be doing bounty hunter this weekend. Because we're going to have it completely done by the end of today. Unless we're like 1 battle short. But I believe normally you would end up getting all the way to the end with this amount. But anyways, so this is the final battle. Look at how perfect that is. Oh, that is a super easy final battle. The only problem here is Fangblade has skull reduction. But aside from that, this is a really easy final battle. And I guess you can kind of get tripped up by his damage, but it's not that much damage in the current state of the game. You can only hit up to about a 60. Plus you have Bless initially if you have enough effects. And he wouldn't even be able to poison you initially anyways. So who's the biggest threat to go for first? Oddly enough, I think we hit first slot, assuming we haven't hit it yet. Because the biggest threat is almost a 25% reduction on first slot out of anything on the opposing team. Because it's going to take us 3 hit even after 1 Tagraki, as far as skulls are concerned. So I would say it's highest priority to deal with that completely. And then go from there. Because if I'm not mistaken, we would need 6 or 7 skulls to kill it with how much stats it has. Which is not that viable to do, compared to just throwing a Tagraki into a few skulls or doing just 2 Tagraki. Who's the next biggest threat? Probably Marilith? It's either Marilith or that thing. Though I guess the heal off of that could also be annoying over time. Because it ends up healing up everything to a point where we need to hit everything with possibly an extra skull. I do have alignment with this. Yes, we'll do that into purple. Oh, you're joining AW Ryan Guild on this Friday. Nice. I mean, this Sunday. What do we grab here? I'll take that for now. So hello, Animus. Hello, Analyst. Welcome. Grab that for now. Oh no, we finally lost our I almost said warwolf. Our war elephant. It's not too big a deal though. Actually, our second slot's tankier than our first slot, oddly enough. Especially after all those HP buffs. But yeah, war elephant's not that bad. The biggest thing that it has that's useful is the skull spam. But it falls off this late into the battles. Compared to Takaraki, I prefer Takaraki way, way more. But it's still good, nonetheless. So let's see what happens if we don't take any Takaraki onto first slot. What exactly happens here? How many skulls have we had so far? 2? I want to keep track of how many skulls we actually need here. So we're up to 2 skulls. It's going to be 3. It's going to be 5. I said 6 initially, but yeah, it's going to take 5 skulls to kill it out. That is quite a bit of skull. But it might actually still be better just to skull it down rather than Takaraki at all. Okay, let's get this down onto that so we don't have to deal with it. Actually, maybe I should go for Marilith first. Just because it has the most annoying kind of effect with all of its mana generation. It has a 28 destroy, which is pretty much a half board clear. Plus that much destroy is almost like a full explosion worth of mana accumulation. Since it gets 1-to-1 value rather than 50% value. Hello, RapPF. Welcome. Okay, we'll take that down for now. Also, once we get closer on the rewards, we'll probably hand out a code as well. A redeem code for some resources. We'll kill the Marilith. Yeah, I think we should go for Marilith first. It's not really casting much, but it has a lot of mana accumulation. And I kind of want to deal with that. Also, I believe that makes... Oh, no, I was going to say, I think it makes it so he doesn't have to use green anymore. But never mind, he still does use green. It still use every single color. Actually, that's one of the reasons why it feels like Marilith isn't getting any value, is she? She's actually completely blocked on mana initially. Which is actually kind of beneficial. Because out of anything on that team, Marilith's probably the most annoying. However, since it's so blocked, it's not actually the most annoying. Since it just created reds, I guess we'll go and synergize into that by creating our own red. Unfortunately, not enough to get it down, but let's throw this down and that'll be dead. Oh no, man, we've even focused that first. That's because it gets into Garaki's way. Definitely gotta focus something. You just crafted Possess King, nice. Was it a wise decision? Yes. Because now you can 10-star Darkstone for a +1 magic permanent bonus. And you can use it for various teams once you fully trade it for mana accumulation. It also works good as a transforming troop, having the most transforms in the game. Even though it's inconsistent on doing it. But it does have the most amount of transform in the game. Which is situationally beneficial as well. So we're going to kill that out completely first. Actually, you know what? We're going to try casting 0 Werewolves this time, I think. I mean, Werewolf. I mean, War Elephant. Let's see how that goes. Because he blocks a lot of mana from Takaraki if we keep casting him. And often gets almost no value for himself. Especially since he doesn't secure a kill. Or even close to. I think we're going to start doing that. We're going to almost not cast Warwolf. I mean, God, I keep saying Warwolf. War Elephant at all. At all. War Elephant is a troop, but or the War Wolf, I mean, but that is a War Elephant. Can't talk this morning. I'll take that down for now. Grab our excavator over there, and it is very dead to anything. There's so much so I might have even been able to kill with excavator there if there was enough skulls in the column. What happened to the elephants? What, the stuffed animal elephants? They're still behind me. I gave one to my mom for her birthday because she wanted it. But But the other one's still in my room. What do we grab here? I just said I wouldn't cast War Elephant too. Oh well. Get that down. At least everything pretty much gets its mana back right there. Yeah, I think that's going to be the game plan. We aim for second slot first. I don't want to gain any HP gain. Makes it so much more annoying giving that Tagraki as our main damage source. And him getting even 1 HP heal when there's 3 of them alive basically makes it so we have to deal with 2 more casts of Tagraki, which really slows down the pacing of the team. That's not full mana. There we go. That's exact enough damage as well. Nice. 58 for the 58. Also, one other thing that would make War Elephant a little bit stronger too, which we're not actually doing, but you can use 2 or 3 Medals of Seasons. I'm currently using a 20% mana start into 8 magic. However, you can go down the 2 or 3 Seasons route, which would give it 8 to 12 additional attack. What do we want here? We'll take that for now. Do we have a good convert? Yes. Do it on green. Now pretty much get everything rolling. Obviously we'll want to aim for Valraven first. Go get a good excavator here so we can go kill it out. And there we go, main objective killed. Plus it was over top where we're going to be aiming anyway, so it kind of works out perfectly. He'll poke us, we'll poke him. Getting a Tagraki down. Actually I could just take a skull there too. Not too big a deal though. Actually I'll take that one, might as well. Let's see. Take our other brown. Get Tagraki down. Kill that out since it's already started. Get one more Tagraki in there. I kind of feel like ignoring the skulls for now. So we can go get our mana accumulation. On a Vault weekend, can you do constant retreat on casual PvP? No, you can't do that anymore. It was a strategy at one point, but it doesn't work anymore. You can't repeat spam to find gnomes. You have to physically complete out a battle for it to give you a additional gnome drop chance. Retreat spamming doesn't work anymore. Oh, so hello, Superior, by the way. And Ricardo, welcome, welcome. If anyone else has any questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. Let's see. And we'll probably give out a code once we hit around 150,000 points or so, I think. Maybe one before the final reward or something. And farm the final reward. Which surprisingly takes up like a fourth of the time just because of how many points it is. Even almost closer to half. Because I think it's like 80,000 points out of 250,000 or something. It's like a third of the total points. Just for the final reward. Although the final reward is an orb, so it is a pretty good drop. I was wondering, why were we gaining less mana? Duh, we're diseased. That's not nice. I'll take that for now, I guess. Oh, what disease does? You have disease? Yeah, you do have disease on you, don't you? That's annoying. Disease normally not much of a threat, but when we're working with such a low mana, kind of is. At least in slowing us down anyways. Not like we're going to lose the battle because of it, but definitely slows it down a little. Do we have a good convert here? I would assume so. Looks like we have it all to blue there, so we'll go for it. Get that down. I don't have a good cascade there. So we're probably just going to kill that out then. When will Scorpius be in Soulforge again? It could be anywhere from the next few weeks to a few months. There's no definitive date on it. We never know exactly when something will be in Soulforge. Do I skull or not skull? I think I actually deliberately not skull. Just so Tagraki gets better value on casts. Ooh, I just missed all the mana there. Luckily there's that. That kills it out. Have I thought about starting a Twitch account? I've already had a Twitch account. I still do have a Twitch account. I think it's still even linked to the channel too. We started streaming on Twitch before we ever streamed on YouTube. I stopped after a couple months though. And then went to YouTube only. Twitch's monetization system is really bad if you want to do multiple platforms. There's actually a lot of things really bad with its monetization system. It's one of the main reasons why I don't normally go on there. That, and we already have a YouTube channel, so anyone who's like trying to find me normally is like, oh yeah, the YouTube. So it's a little bit weird. I always find it kind of weird dividing it like that. I never really understood why more people don't stream onto YouTube, because if you're already streaming onto YouTube, or, you know, doing videos on YouTube, I really don't understand the point of streaming somewhere else and dividing your locations everywhere. What do we go for here? Like, I understand, like, having a Twitch stream and then having, like, a side YouTube if your primary thing is just a stream. But if you're doing both, I don't understand why you would want to do a stream on Twitch. It only has disadvantages. Unless you were doing a really specific game that has a good population on Twitch. But Gems of War is not one of those games. Let's see. And by a good population, I mean like dozens upon dozens of people streaming it. With actual, like hundreds of thousands of people looking for it. Because the problem with Gems of War is, it doesn't have as big of a player base as something like that. That and you don't have like drop off from various streams. Like when one streamer stops, and you know the viewers would normally go to like possibly another another person who's doing the same game. That can't really happen with Gems of War because there's not enough people streaming at any given time for that to actually occur, which is one of the only few really big benefits of Twitch, which doesn't even work for Gems of War. And another person who was streaming on Twitch stopped streaming as well. Like, actually probably one of the biggest people, too, who streamed Gems of War on Twitch. Stopped streaming. Gems of War specifically. Let's see, we'll take that. I'll grab the brown for now. But yeah, Cine streams on YouTube though, doesn't he? And Loot Wizard only does YouTube content. I don't think he ever streams. And if he does, I actually never notice it. I guess YouTube never notifies me. But last I recall, Cine only ever streams on YouTube. And then the only other technical person who does it a lot is Salty. And she does stream on Twitch, but she only streams once every week. And it's after my stream. Not prior. Let's see. And there's also several people that do it in other languages. There's a lot of actually Gems of War channels that are in different languages. I've seen at least a dozen or so. What am I doing here? I'll take that for now. Gosh, the full miss. This is why I don't cast Warwolf. I mean, like, I'm going to keep saying Warwolf like almost every time. This is why I don't cast War Elephant. Just gets in the mana way so much. Oh, also, why did I not kill the healer? Luckily that heal didn't really do too much to get in the way, but still. Gotta deal with it first. Rally? I never actually checked Rally's channel. What do we grab here? Take that for now. Do you know how many players had Gems of War and PC platform? No, but we know for sure that the player base is somewhere around a couple 100,000 based on leaderboards across all the platforms. Although I don't believe we know exactly how many people have ever downloaded on PC. I love answering questions. I've been playing this game long enough that pretty much any complicated question or simple question I can answer. Like, it doesn't even really matter what the question is. I probably know the answer. Or at least can guesstimate. The only thing I don't tend to know is some data mine stuff. Because I don't data mine the game. Let's see. We'll throw that down onto that. Are those couple 100,000 active players or all? Active. If you count all, it's somewhere in the millions. But no, those couple 100,000 are active players. If you count every platform, there are a couple 100,000 active players across all platforms. That doesn't mean that there's that many playing at any given time. That number is closer to about 5 to 10,000. The number of people playing across every platform at any given moment in time. At this current moment in time. And we know this basically just from the numbers that are on each platform combined with the active players that are on Steam. Because if we check Steam, actually, what's the link for that? What's it called? I know there's a website for it. It's called Stream Charts, I believe. Streamcharts.com? Is that it? No. Streamchart.com? Google. Almighty Google. Oh, why did I say stream? I mean Steam chart. Where is it? There it is. Steam charts. Why did I type in stream? Probably because I'm streaming. Gems of War. Let's see. It is at a 24-hour peak. This is just a PC Steam version, not counting any other version. But it's a 2,240 player peak, and it currently has 2,174 players, and that's just Steam. That's not counting mobile, which has a bigger player base than Steam, which already brings it to a 5,000, as well as consoles, which it's kind of hard to guesstimate how much consoles has, but we can kind of assume it's about 2,000 to 3,000 across all three platforms or so. Not for each, but, you know, across them all. So if you combine those numbers, that should be about 8,000 currently people playing Gems of War, like 8 to 10,000 approximately is guesstimation. Because we know the mobile versions have an overall bigger player base than PC. And we know that consoles accumulatively is probably about as much as PC. And if you combine all that, it's about 8 to 10,000 consecutive players right now, and a couple 100,000 active players. Every stream is basically a Gems of War Q&A. Well, it works out nicely then, because anyone who ever has a question can get their questions answered. Don't want to bother. Well, what are the possible drops out of legendary tasks? Legendary tasks have 3 different drop tables, with the biggest drop table dropping first, and the medium drop table dropping second, and then the smaller drop table dropping third. As far as the full list, I would need to go find it. But generally speaking, to summarize, the bigger drop tables just have more of the resources, whereas the smaller ones just have less. However, the very first drop table that it gets rolled on does have a chance to drop a legendary troop and a mythic troop, as well as just higher amounts of keys and glory and all that kind of stuff. And then the middle one just has a medium amount of those resources, and then the third one just has a small amount of those resources. And if you get one of one, you can't get one of the other. So for example, if you get gem keys off the big one, you can't get gem keys off the medium drop table or the small drop table when it occurs. As far as the exact drops, no, we can try to check Gems of War forum real quick. I know it was posted on Gems of War forum. I'm just not sure if I can find it on Gems of War forum, because it's probably buried when it was posted like 2 years ago. Where's the forum? To the forums. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, let's see, legendary task drop table. Would that work? Not sure if that would actually bring it up. If I could type, there we go. This probably doesn't have the full thing unless it's linked here. No. I know it was posted by one of the devs at one point. Legendary task rewards. There we go. Found it. Okay, here's the drop table. I'm not sure if it's been updated since then. But here's the drop table I was looking for. Last updated, yeah, ages ago. I assume it might still be the same, but we haven't gotten data mined for ages. But I assume this is still how it works. So, basically, as I mentioned, there are 3 drop tables, as you can see here. Is there any way I can get this larger? There we go. Okay. So, the way that legendary tasks work is that there are 3 drop tables. It pulls from table 3 first, then table 2, then table 1, as far as the ones that are currently shown on screen right now. Basically, you have a chance of getting the higher amount of all these resources, but it has 2 unique drops of the legendary troop as well as the mythic troop. Keep in mind, these aren't exactly accurate. These were just pulled from a bunch of drops that we were able to get, I believe. But it's just kind of an approximation of what these drops could be, approximately. Like, but this I'm pretty sure is closer to like 1% or even a little under 1%. But this is approximately what the drops are. And essentially what happens is it picks one from 3. And if you get a loot from one, you won't be able to get a loot from one of the other ones. So if you end up pulling gems from table 3, you will not get gems from table 2 or 1. So if you got gems from table 3 and then glory from table 2, you would not get gems or glory from table 1 when you end up getting a drop. But it basically just goes and rolls from 3 to 2 to 1, and then you just get a bunch of drops from it. And you do have a legendary chance on the first roll and a mythic chance on the first roll. However, it is the only table of the 3 tables that you get from legendary tasks that has any chance to give you a specific troop, other than just, you know, random keys. But that's pretty much how it works. Also, seals are on here because they originally said they were going to do seals, and it was within the data of the game, but they never actually added it due to issues with how seals worked at the time. However, they never added it back in after they fixed that issue, which they did a couple patches ago. However, they have yet to actually add it to the game. Not sure if they ever will. They probably won't at this point. But originally, legendary tasks were going to have seals in them. But due to how seals interacted, which was something they didn't fix until just a couple months ago, actually, or several months ago. I think it was fixed like October last year. But they never added them back to legendary tasks for whatever reason. Yep, no problem. Do you know when something is going to Mana Surge? You talk about it all the time, and you completely don't understand. So Mana Surge works in 2 different ways. There are 2 ways that you can get a Mana Surge. One is if you take a 3, it is based on what your current Mana Surge chance is off your Hero Mastery. And if you take a 5 times, you have a guaranteed chance. Basically, how it works with any kind of extra turn is a 4 times extra turn will never give you Mana Surge. A 5 times will always give you Mana Surge, and a 3 is based on what your Mana Surge chance is. And to figure out your Mana Surge chance, there's a specific formula for it, which is extremely complicated. However, the easiest way to figure it out is to simply go to your profile page and see what your Surge chance is. Actually, there's another way too. Duh, I forgot. They added it in battle as well. So these are chances to Surge on a 3 pair. So whenever we take a 3, this is what these percents mean. Whenever we take a 3 off the board, this is our percent chance that we will Surge on that 3. And when we take a 4 times, there's 0% chance, and a 5 times is a 100% chance. And that's basically how it works. So all these random percents that you see over here are applicable whenever you take a 3. So for example, we have, well, actually, I can't really get it right now, but let me go throw a poke down. Then we'll go take a brown. So for example, we have a Surge chance right now of 64% to hit a Surge on brown. So we have we can kind of guesstimate between how much mana we need and kind of guess like, oh, we have 2 different 64% chances. So if we get both of those, we'll be able to full mana this thing. So as you can see right there, we did end up missing the first one. However, we do end up getting the second one because it's 64%. So statistically, we're going to get it within 2 takes. And you can kind of guess your gameplay based on that. Most gameplay in this game does assume that if you take 2 3s, you will get a Surge on one of them. A good majority of plays are based on that. And while it doesn't always happen, statistically it is likely to happen as long as you have at least like 50-something% Surge chance on your mastery, which most people do because you get that pretty quick. You could have it within your first month of playing or so. That high of a Surge chance. Let's see, we'll grab that for now. But most plays do actually center around that probability. What do we go for here? I guess we could take the red. It is extra turn. He is diseased, though. No, never mind. He's not diseased. The turtle's diseased. That's fine. We'll grab that. Actually, it might have been better if the turtle wasn't diseased, actually. It was Tagraki instead. Because we can always mass accumulate into the other thing. Well, actually, we could just excavate her into it, I guess. You know what? We'll try it, I guess. Though it completely misses. But we get a really good cascade, gosh. We'll throw Tagraki down on it. Be good to go. You got all the common rare troops to mythic, nice. Should you keep going gold keys for resources and disenchanting troops? Or should you keep them for 5.0 or some other option? You can pretty much throw your gold keys immediately. The only reason I really hold on to mine is in case a new feature ever does come in that ends up needing them. But for the most part, you're probably better off just having the resources that you would get from actually using them. I still just save them out of habit in case we ever get a new kingdom, which is very unlikely. It's been, what, like 2 years since we've gotten a new kingdom? Yeah, it's almost been 2 years since we got a new kingdom. The most recent new kingdom came a year and August ago. August of 2 years ago. So it's been like a year and 9 months since we've had a new kingdom. But it's still technically possible. So I still hoard them just in case. However, generally speaking, you would get better loot just from opening your gold keys immediately. Because there's a lot of useful resources that you could be using to help you out. Like glory, gold, gems, a little bit extra gold and souls. As well as a lot of minor trade stones if you haven't finished fully trading everything yet. Actually, gold keys are the main way you get minor trade stones too. So definitely don't be over hoarding them if you're still trying to trade everything. Because you will very commonly run out of commons. And one of the easiest ways to get more commons other than spamming explore over and over again, or just battles in general, is opening gold keys. Because gold keys have a really high rate of minor trade stones relative to other options within the game. That's technically actually the best way to get miners in the game. Though you don't tend to overdo it because you need to donate to guild, gold to guild. But you definitely get a pretty hefty amount from them compared to other locations. Let's see. But yeah, daily you can get quite a few handful of them. Every single tribute gives times 2 minus 1 of your tribute every single time you get one. So if you get something like an 11 tribute, you'll get 20 gold keys. Or something like a 5 will give you 8 gold keys and so forth. You can end up getting a lot of gold keys within a day. Like if you're averaging about 100 gems in a day, you're averaging about 200 gold keys in a day as well from tribute. So it definitely adds up. And gold keys do have some pretty decent loot. It has a 1 to 2 gem drop. It has a 200 or 20 glory drop. There's a little bit of souls in there. Not just off of soul drops, but also the troops can be disenchanted for 5 to 10 souls, which isn't much, but they add up. What is even our option here? I'm just gonna take the brown, and then we'll throw the bigger mana accumulation. We don't need to do that just for 3 mana, or 2 mana, whatever it was. And then we can throw an excavator and pretty much be good to go. Oh, so hello, Cookie! Welcome! If you didn't play gems to ascend a new bounty troop, you will need 1,000 to 2,000 gold keys to drop one of them later. So if you don't have any troops you need, just open them later. Yeah, for the most part, bounty hunter, as far as spending gems on it, is only really good if you're in late game or end game. I know on my Nintendo Switch account, I never actually spent gems on bounty hunter. I just did it for free, to get all the normal free rewards that you would get from it. And I don't know, it doesn't really seem like you need to. Like, definitely don't underestimate the amount of free loot you get from bounty. Like, without even putting a single sigil in. You can get a pretty hefty amount of loot without having to put any gems down. The only reason people tend to put gems down pretty often on bounty hunter is mostly because if you're progressing for Zugoff, it's one of the best events to get closer to Zugoff, since you get a total of, I believe, 6 orbs, 2 major, and 4 minors, if I'm not mistaken, which is really good progress towards your Zugoff for the relatively cheap cost, or at least relative to obtaining orbs by other means. So for that reason, people tend to go for it. But earlier on in the game, it's definitely pretty pricey to go for bounty hunter. Even if you compare it to guild event like raids and evasions, which you only spend like a couple hundred on, this is pretty much double that. Let's see. I'll take that for now. Let him poke us. Can we even get a good convert here? Yes, we can do it on purple there. Oh, he's diseased, isn't he? That's unfortunate. We still managed to get full mana on him, though. I'll throw that down. Get a good excavator there. Even if he's diseased, should still get almost all his mana. It's almost like he's not even diseased. There we go. I was just surprised that thing wasn't adapted to also do 2 times damage against diseased enemies. Only does it to poisoned. Though it is a common after all. They can't make it too good. Though it wouldn't really be that much better with it that way. That's what they did to Web Spinner. They made it so it did it on Web and Poison. Though that was like a gigantic buff though, since it already had it on Skull. The main reason they did it was because of Web Spinner. I mean, it was because of Arachnine Weaver, I mean. So it synergized better with Arachnine Weaver. But in doing so, they also made it so it was just always insanely good. These already had it attached to it already. Basically giving it perpetual triple damage against everything that doesn't have immune to Web. Which is a really good majority because almost nothing specifically has immune to Web. The only things that have immune to Web are pretty much Impervious and the Dark Elves. They only have it in combination with other immunes. The amount of troops that specifically just have a Web immunity is very, very low. Because it was one of these stats effects added later in the game. All the ones that are most common immunities are the ones that have been pretty much since the game started. Because in the 2.0 patch, a lot of troops ended up getting it and never ended up getting it removed for a different trait. Some of them did. But some of them that did got overlapped, like Undead got immune to poison on top of their thing. The Dwarves got the same thing, where immune to poison is also attached to their thing. Making immune to poison actually the most highest amount of immune of any stats effect in the game. No stats effect is more immunes than poison does. It's one of the reasons why Scorpius can't be used for everything. Because more things have immune to poison than any other immunity in the game. Which could be a little bit annoying. Of course, you could always stun it or curse it. Which is the other option these days. To kind of bypass that with a stun or curse. Oh no, Valraven escaped. Yeah, they can get away sometimes. They can be a bit finicky. One pretty easy way to try to counter it these days, though, is see if you can get a Chris Turtle onto yellow. Like, actually, right now we actually could if we really want to, though. I think I'll go for the extra turn value. But if you feel like it's happening a lot, or even feel like it could happen in a battle just because there's a lot of yellow on the board, trying to get a Chris Turtle onto yellow is probably your best bet. Chris Turtle is honestly the best bounty trip in the entire game. Not only is it viable outside of bounty, it is the highest score reduction of anything in bounty at 50%, plus it stacks partially with the 25% reduction. And it has fully complete board control, and it has a free barrier, and it has a free submerge. Even without that barrier submerge, it's still insanely good. But yeah, this thing is like the best bounty hunter troop, not counting Tagraki, because Tagraki is the best damage source. But Tagraki is basically the best bounty troop, Crysturtle is the second best bounty troop, and everything else is like a multi-way tie for third. Not everything else, but several other ones. We still don't have like 4 insanely good bounty troops yet. These 2 are the only 2 that will like forever be useful for bounty. Unless they really start to power creep bounty hunter, which I highly doubt they will do. Let's see. We still need a really good purple. I feel like that's the main thing missing from bounty right now. Is a really good purple option. Hello, Cynical. Welcome. Yep, no problem. Yeah, thanks for all the great content you've been making. Let's see. We'll grab that for now. Get our Tagraki on there. Actually, I think we both ended up mentioning the same team too for Bounty Hunter. Though I know for sure mine was first because I posted it at like 4 a.m. Because I pinned it to the stream all the way back at that point. I'm not sure if the message actually has the timestamp on it. But if it does, it would show it was posted at like 4 a.m. or something. I just normally don't cover a video for Bounty Hunter. I just don't feel like there's a need to, personally. Especially since we stream it anyways. Or I do anyways. Because there's not much to go over with a bounty. It's like, here's the team, and that's it. For the most part. So hello, Bobs. Welcome. You might end up forging new legends after you get the last 4 mythics. Yeah, you could do that. Wait, do you not have every legend, but you almost have every mythic? That's an interesting combo. I actually had every ultra rare in the game before ever having every rare, which I find kind of funny. And that was before we even got the keys that like guarantee gave you ultra rares. It was just all for like random drops that could have given you like any rarity. Yeah, I still somehow managed to have more ultra rares than rares. It was really weird. And what was horrible at the time was at one point Alchemist was extremely important to have because every single battle used gold, and Alchemist was the best way to basically keep up your gold. And I didn't have it as my very last rare. It was actually the thing that made it so I had all the ultra rares before all the rares, which was super annoying because Alchemist at the time was ultra meta. Like, it was as meta as Valkyrie was when she was like the only way to gain souls in the entire game. Was how meta Alchemist was for the first few months. They eventually removed that gold cost after like a year into the game, I think, or something. But for the first couple months of the game, it was super important to use Alchemist. What do we grab here? We'll take that all the way to the left. I'll say good morning, Jason. Welcome. Okay, what do we need here? We'll take the skull for now. Get Tagaraki down. Throw that over there. Due to scarcity of good troops, you can't really go much wrong with bounty hunter troops. Oh, there's still strategy that you can use as far as composition. But yeah, as far as what you can use, there's almost, as long as you use Tagaraki, you're pretty much fine. You can do pretty much anything else, as long as you make sure to go Tagaraki. Tagaraki is just so insanely good. If it wasn't for Tagaraki, Bounty Hunter would probably be the most annoying game mode in the game. But luckily, Tagaraki makes it so it's not the case. Because you'd have no real good damage source for Bounty if it wasn't for Tagaraki. I wish they would add another one. It's kind of weird that he's the only one. But luckily, he's been around for almost the entirety of Bounty. I think he came in like the 6th or 7th, or the, he was like the 6th or 7th Bounty troop in the game, I believe. During like the 3rd or 4th event or something. Because I think we started with 4 or 5 Bounty troops or something like that. I think it was 5. And I think he came in as around the 7th, 8th? Somewhere around there. And right now we have like 24 Bounty troops or something. Does meddling your bounty troops higher the points you get? No. However, it does give them more stats, which makes the battles go quicker. Or at least easier to win, if you're not winning. But it's mostly just to make them go quicker. But no, meddling has no effect on your score. It just has an effect on your stats, which helps you win. Or win quicker. Only the Ascension actually affects your score, though. And as I mentioned, we'll hand out a redeem code once we hit stage 19, which we're almost at. I think that's, what, 5 battles? And once we get that, we'll open all of our loot up to that point and go and see what we get from the redeem code. Or from the drops, I mean, and hand out a redeem code. What do we want here? We'll stick around for now. It's fine if we give him skulls. And the weapon lock bug on console is a real pain right now. Wait, is this still weapon locked from Monday? That must be really annoying then. I heard about that glitch. I thought they fixed it though by now. Oops, that's not who I want to aim for. I feel like I never actually aim at the one I want to actually go for. Because the main thing I should be targeting is, of course, the healer. So we can kill it before it gets any amount of heal off. Because that's annoying whenever it dips it into a high enough range where we would have to cast an additional Tagaraki or multiple additional Tagarakis. Also, I love Tagaraki's name. Just saying his name. Such a fun name to say. Oh good, he didn't go for the heal. Unfortunately, he did get a kill, but that's much better than going for the heal there. So I'm perfectly fine with that. Not to mention we get an even bigger tank. Let's kill out the heal before he gets a heal. Perfect. We'll drop that into red, or at least a chance of red. I'll throw that down to kill that out. Get a good excavator there to go get another Tagaraki. We already got all of our mana for the turtle. Hopefully cascade that into his skull. Do we have alignment? No. So let's take a skull. Oh, I should have taken it with blue. But then again, we didn't actually need the blue mana at the time. So I'll go for green here. So this would have denied a color we needed. I'll take a skull and then he's dead off of Tagaraki then. Yeah, Soldier of Wrath is okay. He doesn't really have a proper boost ratio, though. His boost ratio is based on gems on the board. And gems on the board isn't as good of a boost ratio for later in the game or for higher stat enemies. This is mostly because the boost ratio is rather limited. Whereas things like Takaraki's, where it's boosted based on an enemy stats, or if something is boosted based on your own stats, end up scaling up a little bit better. Particularly things that can scale for enemy stats. Because it doesn't matter how high their stats goes, you'll still be able to scale along with them. Whereas something that goes based on the board, while it can be pretty good at lower level ranges and lower stat ranges, the further you go, the less effective it's going to be. And Bounty Hunter, while it doesn't go as high stats as some game modes, still has that issue. And that the further you go, you kind of need those bigger boost ratios. And the only thing that has one of those bigger boost ratios is Takaraki. While multiple things in Bounty Hunter do have a boost ratio, none of them scale similar to how Takaraki's do. And that it scales based on their stats, not based on some other static amount. And anything that based on enemy stats tends to scale up the best when it comes to anything in this game. They're really important in things like delves as well. It's applicable for almost every game mode where the enemy stats go higher than your own. Like, he's gonna get another heal here, and I can't really stop him. But we'll do that. Get our mana here. If it'll let me, never mind. Now, let me go kill the healer out. Just make sure we take everything else that's of value. And then we'll go kill that out. Be good to go. Oh, to grab here. We'll take the brown for now. I'm actually really surprised they haven't fixed that issue on console yet. I assumed it was fixed when they did the amount change on Tuesday, but apparently not. Because they would have had to have done some amount of a game tweak to go and change that. So I kind of just assumed they did both at once, but I guess they didn't. Do we deny out red? No, we'll go for purple. Red's like the second most important color we need. Brown obviously being the most important with this team. Oh, so we're making pretty good pacing on the event. I feel like I get most Bounty Hunter events done these days in about 2 to 2.5 hours. And right now we're actually on pacing to get it done, I believe, in 2. What's our total time right now? We're at a total, actually maybe 2.5. Yeah, we're at 1 hour and 13 minutes right now, or so. So we're making pretty good pacing. Any Bounty Hunter that you can do under 2 hours is really, really good pacing. Especially if you could somehow do it in like an hour. I'm not sure if anyone actually can. But that would require a lot of luck. Well, that might theoretically be possible. It definitely would be if you were using one other troop and not 4 bounty the entire time. But you would have to have bought on slightly higher in packs to get it done all in one day. In that situation. Yeah, triple finesse with Nimbus Bow is insanely good. I used it for the most recent faction. Not for the entirety of it, but for a good majority of it. It does eventually fall off once you get to super high stats. But it still technically works if you had no other option. But yeah, it's a really fun combo. I've been using it for quite a few events the last, I want to say 4 months? I think the first time I kind of messed around with it was when Vespera came out. And then I was like, wait, why do we do it with Vespera when we could just do it without Vespera? So that was since January then. I've kind of been running that team occasionally. It works really good on delves that have a lot of yellow in both the first and final battle. Though theoretically it can be done under any yellow restriction in the entire game. Including delves. I mean, including Tower of Doom, I mean. Obviously delves is one of them. Oh, it could be that they did a mini patch. Make sure your console is up to date. Because if there was a mini patch on Tuesday for that, to do that bug fix, it might have been that you just didn't get the patch. Not sure how updating works on PS4. Also, speaking of PS4, did you guys see the PS5 preview yesterday? What do you guys think of it? I don't know, my taste of gaming is just really different I didn't find a single one of those games to be interesting. Personally. Out of everything that they showed yesterday. The console looks pretty cool, though. Curious what his price tag is. Probably something I wouldn't get. But, curious. Let's see. But yeah, I haven't seen a single game on it yet. That's like a must-buy for the console. There's a good majority of them, too, that are, like, even somewhat interesting, or also on PC. So you can just get them on PC instead. Yeah, Demon Souls Remake, I do have a friend that was, like, really, really excited for that. Like, that was the only thing that caught his entire attention. I never played any of those games, so I'm not quite sure what it's like. Yeah, out of every single one, I have heard that that one's probably the most hype out of any of them. I've never played anything from the series. Oh, I don't have enough to kill right now. I was going to go to explode that for 6 damage, but 6 is not enough to do 9. Also, do we have our thing yet? So close. What is that? 3 more battles? I think there's 3 more battles. Then we'll hand out code. What do we go for here? Probably take down to blue. Can we get anything here? Let's take yellow for now. Cascade that to the brown. Get a good Takaraki somewhere. Setri, did we go for skull? Might as well go for skull. It actually gets a kill, so might as well secure the kill. Get a big hit on that while we can, before we take any armor damage on it. And should just kill it out completely. Might as well. And then we'll go aim for the next one. Hopefully have a good alignment here, which we do on brown. I mean on purple to brown. Grab the skull. Oh, I actually shouldn't have taken that skull. Whoops. Actually, wait, does that still work? Yeah, that still works. Never mind. And one more Takaraki still kills. I thought that would make it so 2 Takarakis wouldn't kill, but luckily it still does. And that's match, as long as we have alignment here. Which we do on yellow like 2 times over. And he's dead. Let's see. Take that over for now. Did you insta-ascend the elephant to Mythic? Are all the bounty hunter troops Mythic? All mine, yes, I've ascended to Mythic. Generally what I do for bounty hunter is I buy up to tier 5. Yeah, tier 5, which costs 710 gems. This gets it to legendary. Then you use a single orb of ascension to get it to Mythic. Though make sure to go and ascend it first to legendary before you do that, otherwise you'll waste your orb. But yeah, ascend it to legendary off of tier 5, which costs 710 gems, and then you get it to Mythic. So it costs you 1 blue orb and 710 gems to do the entirety of bounty to completion. It's either that or the free method. Those are the 2 best ways to do bounty hunter. Or if you really wanted to, you could do the entirety of bounty with 1,110 if you want to save the blue for Zugoff or something. However, it's normally worth saving the couple hundred gems. Even when I was hunting for Zugoff, I was still doing it for the gem saving. Yeah, YouTube has compression. So if you see a 4K video on YouTube, it's not actual true 4K. Even if you're watching on a 4K device. Let's see. I'll take that over for now. For most things, it doesn't really matter. But for really high fidelity graphics, you can definitely notice a difference. What do we even grab here? And they kind of have to do that, given that they're hosting so many videos. Go convert out purple. And every website pretty much does the exact same thing. Like if you see a video on like Twitter or Facebook or something, it has a very similar compression. Is that it? There we go. We have done it. Okay, let's go hand out a code and go see what we get from our loot. Is there anything like a Zugoff or Dawnbringer within 5.0 or no? Should you save your orbs or something? Yes. But no, there's nothing that's coming specifically in 5.0 related to it. But they did make mention in the past that they're probably going to add another Zugoff eventually, and it might cost orbs. So I would still be saving your orbs. I've been saving my orbs up for pretty much as long as I've been saving up my my keys for, my vault keys. But anyways, let me go hand out a code. I don't have Discord open, so let me go open up Discord as well. Go find our code, hand it out. And then we'll go claim all of our loot, and then go get the final reward from Bounty Hunter. If Discord will ever load. Go, Discord, go. I think I only have one or two more codes from here, then I'll start doing it the normal method. Where is Key Lime? Key Lime. Yep, this is the last code from Key Lime. Thank you, Key Lime. That's the last code from him. And I don't worry, though. I still have 30 more codes from Salty. She did give me more. Let's see. This is the last one I'll need to go for Discord for. Where is the thingy thing? Code section, where'd you go? There. Put that right over there. Put that there, put that there, it works. Put that there, put that there, put that there, put that there, copy, paste, here you guys go. There's the redeem code used on gemswar.com with the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Whatever game says in the bottom left corner right over there is what you put in. Redeem code is right over there in chat. It's copy paste of random numbers and letters starting with D4. And give same reward as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy everyone, and we'll have another one later tonight. We stream every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is in 7 hours from now. And we'll have another code then when we go and clear all of our dailies, and if we still need to do any World Lore event, we'll probably mess with that. If nothing else, we'll claim the orb from it and hopefully get something better than Bounty Hunter. Well, let's see. Let's see how Bounty Hunter goes. Also, his flash offer is not worth it, by the way, unless you really desperately need an Orb of Wisdom. But for the most part, that one's not worth it. Okay, so let's go open up some Bounty Hunter loot. This will be all rewards except the very last reward, which is another major orb, pretty much. So from this, we get 2 vault keys, 1 major orb, 4 chaos orbs, and of course we can get another major orb for 2 major orbs and 4 minor orbs total. And of course we can still open up the vault key. So let's see what we get from these base orbs. So far so bad. Pure green. That's a pretty bad starting sign. And then we got a blue and an orange. Well, we got our blue back. But so far so bad. Let's see what our 2 vault keys are. Where's our vault keys? Let's go see what we get. Do I need to change anything? No, that's already correct. So let's go use our 2 vault keys. Let's see what we can get out of these. See if we get any good loot to make up for those. So far we only really got our blue orb back. Ha! That's, I think, the second vault key I've ever gotten from a vault key. So, one funny thing about vault keys is it's possible to get a vault key and a vault key. And this is very rare. But we just got a vault key and a vault key. Other than that, our drop is pitiful, though. Luckily, that's completely free since we got a vault key, though. But, I'm not sure if that's good or bad. That's awful drops, but we got the vault key back. So, technically, we get to open 3 vault keys. Since that vault key doesn't really count. Since it literally just gives it back with almost no loot. Okay. Here's the real one. We got 15 event keys with 5 gems, and we also got 30,000 gold off of one of the normal gnomes. There's 15 event keys from the Cedric. He also has a 20 gem key drop. The 20 gem key drop is definitely better. However, I believe the gem value of a 15 event key is actually higher. If you break it down to 13.5, the value of this comes out to math. What's 13.5 times 15? This comes out to 202.5, whereas the gem keys comes out to 180 gems. However, I personally value 20 gem keys more, even 15 gem keys, just because I really do not need more event keys. However, the value of that in gems is technically 202.5 gems. So theoretically, we got 207.5 gems in gem value, and some extra gold on top. Okay, we have one more key left, right? I opened 2 keys, but we still have another because we got one. So okay, so hopefully we get a good drop here. So far, nothing too over the top, though 15 event keys isn't horrible. Because of its gem value, it's probably going to make it so we break even or even profit now. But still pretty bad. Also, speaking about pretty bad, what on earth is this starting board? I don't even want to explode because it's such bad value. Okay, now we can explode. Okay, come on, Mechanome, or a Orb of Ascension, or anything of value. Come on now. No, we got a Cedric. Ah, that's pretty bad drops. That is pretty bad drops, but we did get about 200 gem value or so. Oh, well. Okay, well, there's our Volkies. Let's go get our last orb. Bounty. Fight. And let's keep going. Yes, the chance of a gnome giving a vault key is drastically increased during a gnome event. As far as it giving one during a vault key, I think that might actually be a static amount. It was supposedly supposed to increase, however, I've never really noticed much of an increase during a vault event of using a vault key for a vault key. I've only ever happened it twice, and I believe both times were actually when it wasn't a vault event, surprisingly. So it seems to have very little impact, if at all. However, during a vault event, the chance of you getting a vault key from a normal gnome that isn't in a vault key is drastically increased by 3 times. Both the chance of finding a gnome is increased by 3 times, and the chance of finding a vault key in a gnome is increased by 3 times. So theoretically, you have about a 9 times increased chance of getting a vault key in combination with the increased frequency as well as the increased drop rate. During a vault event, that is. It's one of the reasons why farming during a vault event is so good. That and you're still just getting all the other normal gnome drops, even if you're not getting that many vault keys. It's also one of the reasons why you almost never see vault keys outside of vault events, particularly from gnomes as normal drops. Just because their frequency is a lot less and the chance of them specifically dropping it is a lot less compared to an actual vault event. I'll do it on blue. It's not an extra turn, but it's full mana. Apparently, we did get extra turn from Cascade. Is there anything about 5.0 you are prepping or preparing for now with the advanced knowledge? Or is there nothing that will happen? There's not really anything you can prep for once. Other than what you would normally prep for. Like making sure you have an okay amount of gold, making sure your gems are high, stuff like that. Like all the kind of normal things you would always be trying to do. But no, nothing you would really go out of your way out of normal, like, gameplay. Like, the way that you're playing and saving resources now is the exact way you would play and save resources during the next patch. The resource meta isn't really changing. Only the actual gameplay meta in some ways are. But resource meta should almost be the same. Autograph here, I'll take that for now. Autograph, we'll take that for now. Oh, so that reminds me, did they post a preview yet? Probably not. I think they normally wait till Saturday. If we even get a preview image on Saturday. But if we are, we might have one tomorrow. In which case we'll go over that tomorrow night. If there is one. Hopefully there is. I want to talk about 5.0. Let's see, we'll throw that down. You're terrible at saving keys. Yeah, earlier on in the game and as you're progressing, it's something you should pretty much just be throwing down immediately. However, the point at which you start saving keys is once you have pretty much more than half the mythics in the game. Once you have more than half the mythics in the game, you do highly want to consider saving keys. Because by that point, you actually get better value for saving when a new mythic comes out, even if it's completely useless, rather than throwing down keys. Also, next mythic that's coming out is potentially one of the strongest mythics in the entire game, assuming they don't nerf it between now and then. It's so strong, it's basically a whole category of troop that was nerfed after 2.0 because it became the entire meta of the game, and they're adding it back into the game on one single troop. It's probably not going to be as broken now, though, because back then we didn't have as much power creep, whereas now the game has power creeps like excessively since then. So it's a little bit more balanced in the current state of the game, which is one of the reasons why they're bringing it back. However, it still has potential to be very strong, because it was the same mechanic that they completely nerfed and removed from the game that they're now bringing back on one single mythic. What do we grab here? I'll take that for now. Is something pay to win coming next patch? It's hard to explain without me saying what it is. There's something coming. I can't really talk about it, but there is a thing. I'll take that for now. It's not as pay to win as people think, though. One of them is, but I'm not sure if they tweaked it yet. But the other one isn't. Let's see. What do we grab? We'll take that for now. And we did try to get them to tweak the one. I'm not sure if they actually did yet. I haven't been following the beta too closely. I gave my feedback initially, and then I haven't really played it since. I think I played it for like 10 hours or something. Oh, no problem, Herberto. Yeah, if anyone's just getting here, code's probably still good. We just handed it out like 5-10 minutes ago. But definitely make sure to go claim it if you are just getting here and haven't claimed the code yet. It's just right here. Because it's probably going to be used up in the next minute or two, if it's not already. What do we grab here? Let's get a Tagraki down again. Kill that up. Oh, it's cursed. I mean, not cursed. It's disease, so it didn't get full mana. Is there anything pet-related in 5.0 that changes things? You've maxed out most things to where you just need pets all over to advanced stars. I wish they would. They really need to add pets to Soulforge. But no, last I recall, there was nothing pet-related. I really wish we did get some cosmetic pet stuff, though, as well as some better ways to accumulate missing ones. Because it is getting increasingly hard to get missing pets without throwing like thousands of gems. Because it costs around like 2,000, 3,000 gems to max out a pet with gems from being completely new, which is extremely expensive. It's not as much as a hero class, but it's still quite a lot, especially with how often they come into the game. And while it's worth paying that much when you can do it through a delve event, which normally costs about the same amount, 2,510 gems or so on average, that's actually worth it because not only do you get a delve done, but you also get a max pet. When you just max out a pet, all you're getting is the max pet with nothing else. And while it is immediate rather than have the time invest into it, it doesn't take that long to do pure faction for a faction. Like, you can get it done within, like, what, 5 hours or so? Maybe a little bit longer. Like, it's a bit of a process, but it's, you still get a lot of other loot along the way that makes the time worth it. It's not like the only thing you're getting is the pet. Like when you buy up a pet instantly. Is it even worth casting here? Make an excavator. It's much more red right now. Yeah, I've been doing casual PvP quite a bit now to try to power level, and also because of pets. Because I've been noticing too, a lot of my pets aren't upgraded. Like a lot of the newer ones. You don't have a Moon? Oh no, that's actually one of the better ones too. One of the really good reasons of having a Moon is it actually applies its bonus to every battle you ever do. And while it might not seem like much, if I'm not mistaken, his small little percent, I think, can be the difference between getting 1 additional soul per battle. And that might not seem like anything. However, 1 additional soul per battle definitely adds up over time if you get it literally every battle you ever do. Where's the last of our mana? There we go. Oh no, we still need 2 casts though. I shouldn't have done that. I should have get it manually and then done that. Whoops. Oh well. Hopefully we get a good a good excavator here, so we can get Tagraki down. Oh no, it's diseased. I'll take that for now. Don't want to give it too much mana. And then we get full mana off of that and instead. Where do you get what? The Moon pet? Moon pet is randomly from a pet drop, if that's what you're asking. Not sure what the question was for. In regard to where do you get it. Let's see. Oh, see ya, Animus. We'll catch you later. Have fun with the new guild. Let's grab that for now. Take the other thing. Get Tagraki onto Valraven. Do we even need the Valraven? I guess we kind of still do. I think this might be the last Valraven we need to get max points. There's an easy way to tell. We just divide how much more we need into 6,000. And see how much more we need. Let's see, we'll grab that. So we get a recast immediately. Or maybe not immediately. Immediately, need to cast that first. For whatever reason, you didn't take that. Which is beneficial because we get a chain into full mana. He's in 1-shot range, so that works out great. Throw that down on the healer. Is it possible to get copies and upgrade the revered pet? No. It is actually impossible to upgrade the revered pet. It is the only pet in the entire game that currently, for whatever reason, cannot be mythicked. While quite a few of the cosmetic pets, theoretically, for most people, if they didn't buy it up immediately, which a good majority of people didn't, are also technically not maxable. The revered pet is the only pet that is quite literally impossible to max. I'm not sure if they're ever going to make modifications to change it or give everyone who has revered 30 more copies of it or something so that they automatically get it max the second they get the pet. But as it currently stands, the revered pet is the only pet in the game that cannot be mythicked by any circumstance ever. It is quite literally impossible for anyone to have the revered pet max. Because there's only ever 1 copy given in the current state of the game. And there's no way to get more copies of it. Oh, we could have taken yellow for extra turn blue. Which would have been full mana for that, so we could have converted. So we could have won right now. Oh well, we'll do that and then win. There we go. Also, does one of them have curse? Why does it feel like we keep losing 2 magic on these battles? All right, let's go do some math. What's 49,000 divided by 6,000 rounded up? Let's do that in our head. That's 42, 48. Okay, so that's 3 more than that. That's 9, right? That's 9. Yeah, we have to do 9. So I need to find 1 more Valraven. If we find 1 more Valraven, we have enough sigils to complete out the event right now. So as long as we get next Valraven and don't lose it, we won. So now the hunt for the Valraven begins. And after that Valraven, we'll have enough points to have the event done completed today. Within the next, like, 15 minutes. What do we go for here? We'll grab that onto that. Get the heal down. Do you have any guesses when the patch is going to come here? Late June, early July. No official date yet. But late June, early July is the most likely time. At this point, probably early July, I would say. Because we're already kind of getting to almost late June soon. Kind of in mid-June right now. Yeah, we'll go red there. We do gain full mana out of it. Let him do his little poke. See if we can get the last little bit of mana there or something. Oh, we'll grab that. Fortunately, he cascades the mana I wanted. At least we get a free skull there on a mana that we're already going to take anyways. What do we go for here? We'll take the red, why not? Go for Kaki, throw skull poke. Actually, probably should have taken a skull poke first. Now we're going to have to poke him with 2 damage. Go. Actually, here, War Elephant. Go. Get a kill. Yeah, there we go. War Elephant did something. Congrats. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care for War Elephant as much overall. Like, it was fun for, like, the earlier battles, but once you get later, its skull spam just blocks Brown too much. It's definitely not something I'll be keeping in my Bounty Hunter team, that's for sure. The only 2 that are permanently staying here, at least in the current state of the game, is KrissTigger and Kaki. The other 2 are definitely interchangeable once better options come into the game. Oh, what do we even want here? Yeah, we'll grab that, why not? Oh, wait, we already have... Whoops, we already have all the mana. Wait, let's throw that down. Is there anything specific in mid-game player should do to prepare for 5.0? Nope, pretty much just so normal. For most players, whatever you're currently doing for normal resource gains, like getting more gold, getting more gems, saving keys for, you know, mythics and stuff like that, pretty much all the same strategies that you use is the same you'd use for next patch. There is not really much in the resource economy that's changing next patch, for the most part. What do we grab? Take that over. Yeah, pretty much everything about next patch is a net gain when it comes to everything. Nothing's really being taken away. Let's see. We'll take that over for now. Yeah, it is very likely that the patch would happen after Guild Wars, next Guild Wars. It is the most likely time for a patch to occur, because while it's not impossible for them to, they generally do not do a patch during a Guild War week. And if they do, they'll do it before or after, like directly after the Guild War week. Also, why did that? I already had full mana for everything fail. Mistakes were made. I should have thrown Kaki then done that. It's not that big a deal though. Just throw Excavator down. That'll give us all the mana we need for sure. And he's dead. Let's see. Throw that down. Oh no, you can definitely farm metals the exact same way you do now. If anything, it's actually going to be easier to farm metals next patch. For reasons I cannot mention. But it's actually easier to farm metals as of next patch. Particularly Explore 12. Explore 3 should probably be the same rate. Just because Explore 3 is pretty much tied at the quickest rate you can even do. I don't think Explore 3 even can get any quicker than it already is. Unless we eventually get an Empower troop that can instant kill Explore 3 or something. Which will probably never happen because that's why they nerfed Dust Devil ages back. Because Dust Devil was that troop back in the day. They actually nerfed it around the time I was doing videos. It was nerfed 4 years ago. I was going to do a video on it, but they literally nerfed it the day I was going to do a video on it. Which is kind of funny. What do we go for here? Oh, I'll take, what you gonna do? All my options are horrible. I'll just take that for now. Luckily, get a good cascade. What do I want to convert out? Stop giving us bad moves. I'm just gonna get rid of red. Go to Cherokee into War Elephant, and that should be matched as long as War Elephant doesn't miss. And it's why I don't like War Elephant. Chance of it missing. Let's go for all those reds. And Cherokee. They're way more consistent. It's not enough to kill, though, because it doesn't have any armor, though. We'll just get our mana right back up, and dead. There we go. Almost there. We still need one more Valraven, though, don't we? Come on, Valraven. Where are you hiding? Do you know if they're going to nerf any weapons? No, we don't know about any buffs or nerfs. Even if we did, I wouldn't be able to say them. Let's see. Because we don't need to get out to choose level 12 Explorer after the Mythic Moss battle. Wait, what? I'm not sure what you mean by that question. But no, you would still have to choose the difficulty every single time. I don't think they tweaked that. Let's see. We'll throw that down. So that would be a nice quality of life thing for them to change. But this patch has, like, I believe nothing quality of life related. They normally save quality of life patch like once a year and accumulate almost all of it into one patch. While some patches have some amount of quality of life, it's normally just one big quality of life patch each year. And I don't believe we did get one yet this year. We'll throw that one down for now. Yeah, Elemental class would be a really, really nice addition. There is a possibility that we will rework a bunch of hero classes into the future. It's something to have mentioned in the past. I still haven't done yet. Like many things. I don't think they're ever going to make any of the purchases multi-buyable at once. And the main reason for this is they're each their own individual transaction thing within the game. And due to how their shop works, I don't think it'll ever be able to multi-buy like that. But yeah, it can be a little bit annoying because you have to do it like 5 times in a row. I've never actually bought on it, especially when they have it like 8 times in a row. But for people that do actually want to buy, it's kind of tedious. Because you have to go into the menu, go and click input, say yes, I do want to buy, go through all the windows, and then do it again. Every single time you want to do a small little purchase thingy. It's not that long of a process, but it can be a little tedious. Just to buy something. When you could have like a 5 times and then boom. But I don't think they're ever going to do that though. Haha, treasure maps converted to gems or diamonds. That's never going to happen. However, Treasure Hunt is likely being buffed later this year. So hopefully that buff is so big that it makes it worth using maps again. For every player, not just people in like early to mid game or people who are really low on gems. Because currently later in the game, you pretty much never do maps. Mostly because of tributes and the fact that maps are rather dated in their overall loot. Because a lot of unique rewards are not specifically within treasure hunts. It would be kind of cool if they eventually add like a unique reward specifically to treasure hunts. Though some people might hate that more than like it. It's because some people really do not like treasure hunts. And if they had a unique thing in there, that might not work out that well. I honestly wouldn't mind it though, because it would give Treasure Hunt like an actual purpose beyond just a little bit of gems. Arena is another one that kind of becomes completely pointless because it has no unique drop. Like, Explorer is always going to be viable because it's best token rate. PvP will always be viable because it is best pet gnome rate, as well as EXP rate for some things, for hero class EXP, as well as gold generally. However, there are some better gold farming teams for Explorer 12 these days. Delves will always be viable because of legendary and mythic ingots, as well as chaos shards, best rate for chaos shards in the entire game, as well as the other thing I mentioned, which is pretty much the only location where you really get chaos shards, at least in that kind of bulk. And stuff like that. Game modes that kind of get like their own unique resource. Like even Tower of Doom end up getting those like Doom Scrolls, which end up making them viable in their own way. So I'm kind of curious if they ever do tweak it, if they'll give both of those two game modes a unique drop. Because doing that would instantly make them good, even if they made no other change. At least from a doing them perspective. Obviously, they also need to make them more fun and engaging to some capacity. Arena in particular, I feel like could really be revamped. It still looks like what the game was like 4.5 years ago, and hasn't really been updated much. Like, other than its loot, the gameplay has actually never been changed. Put pets in treasure hunt. I'm not sure if that would really work that well there. You never know. Yeah, treasure hunts are still relaxing. I still do them on ever so occasion. I never go out of my way to farm a lot of them, though. If I do them, I'll just do a few and then stop doing them. I never sit down and do it for hours on end. Or at least not recently anyways. I have in the past. And by the past, I mean like 4 years ago. But these days I don't. It's really good if you're trying to get a certain amount of gems for something, though. Because you can pretty consistently get like 60 on average per hour. So if you average that out to how much you need and just kind of do the math on it, you can get all the gems that you need and figure out how much time you need to allocate towards it. Like, for example, if you know a bounty hunter event was coming like today, and you know you need 710 gems for it, you can then go do treasure hunt for 12 hours throughout the week prior, and then you'll have all the gems you need to go do bounty hunter simply off a treasure hunt. And you can do stuff like that. Like, for example, next week we have, what, raids? What is next week's event? I actually completely forget right now. Or was it Tower of Doom? Never mind. Next week is Tower of Doom. No, wait. What's next week's event? I actually completely forget. But, fail. I was going to make an example out of it, and I already forget what it was. Let's see. We'll throw that down for now. I'm going to go double check. It's going to bother me now. How many maps do I have? Too many. Way too many. Also, we only need 3 more battles there. Next event is Tower of Doom. Okay, I was right the second time. But for example, if you know Tower of Doom is coming around, you need 500 gems, if I'm not mistaken, for Tower of Doom to get to tier 4. So if you know that Tower of Doom is around the corner, like it is right now, you could spend today, tomorrow, and Sunday to go get 500 gems off a treasure hunt, which would take you approximately 9 hours or so, give or take a little bit. But about 9 hours would give you 500 gems, and then just simply off that 9 hours of treasure hunt, you would have completely covered the entirety of a week of Tower of Doom, as far as its cost to get pretty much all rewards, because you really don't need to go beyond tier 4, which, if I'm not mistaken, is 500 gems exactly. So yeah, you can just allocate those 9 hours, do your treasure hunt, and go from there. But yeah, most people have a surplus of treasure maps. We're currently at 21,900 or 509. And even if you don't, you can mass buy them very quickly in the current state of the game. They're only 30 glory each, which is really good value. Also, I didn't even buy these. Also, you get them from Spoils of War each week too, as well as a redeem code to give 2 of them. But you can get 20 each week instantly off of this as well. Always worth going for that for the event keys. Really good value relative to glory you put into it. And if you want to get more infinitely, you just go to resources and go all the way over to the right. You can buy them 200 at a time for only 6,000. It is super good value. And yeah, you can get all the maps you want. It's only 30 glory each. And within just a few clicks, you can have 200 maps, which is enough to last you easily for 2 hours, possibly even closer to, actually, easily 3 hours. This will easily last you for 3 hours. It's only 6,000 glory, which is super cheap for what it is. Okay, anyways, let's go finish up Bounty Hunter. We're almost done. If anyone has any other questions, now would be a great time. Because Bounty Hunter was the main thing I wanted to get done this morning. And then tonight we'll go and finish out all of our other dailies, get some more XP on the hero class, and go from there. As well as open up the orb for the Ward Lore event, as well as possibly do the battles if my guild hasn't already gotten them all in yet. Yeah, we got a Valraven. I actually don't need that Valraven, so if it escapes, it's not too big a deal. But of course, we'll try to make sure it doesn't escape if we can. See you, Cindy. Have a good time. We'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, we'll throw that down. We'll grab a brown over there. Take the other brown. Kill out the Valraven. No problem, Tasco. Glad I could help. Thanks for stopping by. If anyone else does questions, let me know. Because after these last few battles, we'll call it a wrap until about 6 hours from now, and then we'll be back at the same time as always tonight. And do our usual. And we'll have another code then as well. Okay, what do we need here? Let's throw down Kaki there. What else? Grab a brown to brown. Oh, he's diseased right now. That's not nice. Somewhat hard to tell with poison and disease which one is which, but that is diseased right now. Because they kind of overlap their effects. I'll take yellow and hope it surges, and it does. Get a convert on green there. Anyone with disease doesn't even matter. It's because of the amount of mana accumulation, and this is hopefully full mana into win. Unfortunately not full mana, but we can grab that, and then it's dead. There we go. Okay, 2 more to go. And theoretically we could throw extra stats if we truly want to, but we'll do them normally. What do we want here? We'll grab that for now. Grab a convert onto yellow. Grab a Kaki onto the healer. What pure 500s are the hardest to do, in your opinion? The ones you would never do without potions. Theoretically, all of them can be done without potions if you go enough stats. Like, for example, one of the hardest in the entire game is Hall of Guardians, and I did Hall of Guardians with no potion. It took forever amount of attempts, but we were able to do it. But some of the hardest to do without potions are Sea of Sorrows, which probably is the absolute hardest. Hall of Guardians, which I did do without potions, but it is exceedingly hard and requires a lot of stats. It's mostly because of the gargoyle. And pretty much any of them that don't have any summon. Like no summon, no armor or durability gain, and no attack gains. Any of those and no skull spam tend to be the absolute hardest. But I recall Sea of Sorrows being like quite literally the hardest without potions. Just because of the amount of true damage it does. Though all of them are possible without it. If you get level 200 into the faction, and you get the extra 50% extra stats, so you theoretically have like a level 300 delve, that is enough to theoretically get done any delve in the game with enough luck. And as stats increase overall throughout the game, it's going to keep getting easier and easier to do pure factions. I'll throw that down for now. Alright, he's only poisoned right now. That is not disease, so we can go for the bigger mana then. Oh, I should have taken that purple. Could have gotten the free red there. Oh, could have got a free brown too. Fail. Not that big a deal. What do we want here? Kind of want to risk a full mana here. We do indeed land it. Not for an extra turn though, unfortunately. Enough to get that down. And then this hopefully doesn't miss. And dead. Or not dead. 25% reduction getting in the way. There we go. Final battle. Yep, no problem. Anyone else? Any other questions? Let me know. How is Dragon's Peak doing? Are you still thinking about increasing the minimum? We've been keeping it as is for now. But, I don't know. I'm still not sure if I want to or not. Oh, we've still been doing good, so. Still kind of depends. But we haven't raised it yet. The only issue with ever raising it is it's hard to get new recruits when you raise the minimum. Also, if you raise the minimum too high, people will only ever do the minimum and never really do higher. The problem is when people still do only the minimum and never do higher when it's already this low. Because 1 million is pretty easy to get in late game, in the current state of the game. And there we go. That is Bounty Hunter completed. And even with all of our side talking and all of our side everything, we still did it in basically what is 2 hours. The stream says 2 hours, 2 minutes, but we were talking and doing stuff that wasn't directly Bounty Hunter. So, as well as going on side tangents and doing some other battles and stuff. But, yeah, you could basically say 2 hours, a little under, for Bounty Hunter completion, which is pretty much right on pace for what Bounty Hunter is these days. Anything below 2 hours is decent pacing for it. Under an hour and a half is definitely really good for it. Long in the trunk is what we ended up getting for the title there. And, of course, the main thing here is the orb, which is hopefully a blue or purple. Come on. Blue, purple, go. No! Did we just get straight green? We got 4... Wait. We got 5 green? No. We got 4 green, an orange, and a blue. Really? How awful. Did we net lose resources then? I don't know. I guess it depends how you kind of look at it. Because the only loot we really got... Well, we got all the normal loot here. So we barely broke even. We got like 200 or so gem value off of event keys from the 1 vault key. We got all the value from all of the gem drops here. Or sorry, those aren't the gem drops. The gem drops here. Wrong screen. But we got all the value from all these gem drops. From all the gems and the gem keys specifically. And the only orb we got was the break even on the blue. So yeah, we pretty much just broke even on this event. We didn't really profit much in any way. Other than just getting all the stuff. Well, it only takes 2 hours, so even if we break even, it's kind of okay. If nothing else, all these keys go towards upcoming mythics. Plus, we had the chance of getting good stuff, even though we didn't necessarily land it. Plus, we got these titles, which we don't need to go out of our way for. Plus, we got the cute elephant emojis. And as well as a little portrait thingy. Some people are asking for an elephant emoji for our chat thing, which I never did end up setting up. However, we have one in game now. Cute little elephants. Actually, I posted it right there. Let's see what it looks like in big. Let's make it a big elephant. There we go. There's the elephant. And it comes in a bunch of colors. We got the rainbow elephants, the normal elephant, blue elephant, green elephant, and the red elephants. Nice. Hey, all the political parties. Well, I guess there's not libertarian here. I guess they could technically be gray. But yeah, Democratic Party, Republican Party, and Green Party. There we go. Oh, technically, the only one that has as their mascot is the Republican Party, though. Let's see. Let's go back to small. And there we go. Anyways, any other questions, anyone's? What should your guild have every guildie contribute in gold to make sure we reach epic tasks and task every single week? You need to be doing about, I believe it was 1 million gold, wasn't it? Oh gosh, I forget the exact value off the top of my head. But you need to be having every single person in your guild be doing a bit over 1 million. Yeah, it was 1.5 per average. It was one of the reasons why I was considering increasing my average to 1.5. However, as long as you have some amount of people do extra in your guild, you can easily get it done. But yeah, 1.5 average is what you would need for every single person. Well, we have plenty of people in the guild that do like 2 or 3 million a week. Because you would need to be able to reach all tasks every single week. Which we actually still need this week. We still have a little bit more there. But we normally... Oh, I didn't even contribute my gold. But we normally have people doing like 2 million or so. Actually, we have a lot of people slacking this week, though. Including myself, apparently. Maybe that's why they're all slacking. I forgot to do my own guild's gold. Let's see. What a fail. There we go. I normally do about 1.5 million. Normally sometimes closer to 2 million if we're a little bit short on tasks. But there we go. What do we have in mail? Oh, we have to literally the tasks I just did. There we go. Should you still save orbs after crafting Zugoff? Yes. For what? No, not a second Zugoff. Just in case they ever add new content that requires orbs. Also, you slowly use some Ascension orbs and stuff for various events. A little bit less so now, but for example, we used one single blue today for the bounty troop so that we could save gems there. And you can do the same thing whenever a event troop comes out, especially if you don't have a lot of event keys. For example, the Basilisk that came out last week that you definitely wouldn't have had because it was new. Whenever like a new legend comes out, you can use event keys to get it and get a copy or two and then ascend it to max so that you don't have to keep throwing down event keys. This saves a lot of gem value in event keys. Even with how many event keys I have, I still do that normally. Like with the Basilisk, like I got 2 copies and use a blue orb on it. Even though I have 7,000 of event keys, I still use them to save on keys. I probably won't do that forever. Maybe we'll dip down to 5,000. But the main reason I do that is in case event keys ever have another purpose in the game. Obviously, right now, they're mostly used for 2 things. Obtaining mythics you do not own from a specific kingdom, as well as obtaining new legends, which is the main thing I only ever use them for whenever a new legend comes in. However, you can save quite a few keys by using a blue orb once you have the amount of copies of the troop that you want, and then simply orb it up. But there's still instances where you still use orbs after having Zugoff. But I'm mostly saving them in case they ever add something else that's similar to Zugoff. There's a chance that they will add another Zugoff that isn't called Zugoff that will cost about as much, if not as much as Zugoff. So it is a good idea to save your resources just in case they ever do add a second Zugoff. But yeah, do not buy a second Zugoff. There is currently no real team that would viably use 2 of them compared to just using another mana accumulation option. So definitely don't get a second Zugoff. Just save and hope they eventually add another troop that is similar to him. Anyways, guys, any other questions? Otherwise, we'll be back tonight in 6 hours from now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we are every night. We'll have another redeem code, mess with some dailies, get some more War Priest XP. Still trying to get that to about 100 by the end of this weekend if we can. And by the end of next weekend, I want to have every hero class to 100. That is the goal. Next weekend is Vault Event weekend, not this one, but next week, 1 week from today. And during that week, we'll should be leaving it with every hero class maxed, so we never need to worry about it ever again. And then going into 5.0, we pretty much don't need to worry about any hero classes then. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Best of luck with the Bounty Hunter event. Thank you so much for stopping by as always. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the stream, as it helps out a lot with YouTube algorithm. And I will catch you guys very soon. Goodbye, everyone. Would you medal Zugoff? No. Zugoff is not worth medaling. Currently, every single mythic in the game, I would say, is not worth medaling. And the main reason for this is mythics cost an absurdly high amount to medal. And by the time you have enough metal to actually fully medal a mythic, the meta likely would have shifted. So personally, I would say don't medal any mythic currently until you have like 6 spare Nishas, so like 9 total. And the main reason for this is by the time you have enough resources to max one, the meta likely would have shifted by then. Because we're talking like a year potentially to get that many Nishas, depending on how you farm, or at least 6 months, if not more. But it takes a while to get that much. And for that reason, you want to wait. And then once you have all the resources, then decide what you want to do. Because the game could potentially be drastically different by that point in time. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Goodbye.